on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great week so far. It is Friday. It is the weekend. We made it. Congratulations. It's also Valentine's Day. Are we feeling the love from the markets? Not so much today. Kind of boring sideways action we're getting from a lot of the top cryptos. But let's be honest, we've been feeling the love for the past month and a half. Man, Bitcoin and crypto and altcoins, they've all just been on an absolute tear. A little bit of stagnation. We're going to talk about it. Is it time for a pullback, or is this just a little bit of a cool off before the next massive blast off? Well, I can tell you one thing. Crypto sentiment is up right now, and I will show you some proof in just a minute. Also, there is one video in particular that is going absolutely viral right now on the internet. Have you seen it? If not, stick around. I'm going to play a clip from that as well. I also want to talk about the Samsung Galaxy S20 has confirmation of cryptocurrency wallets being integrated. And also, speaking of some altcoins, looks like IOTA currently had to shut down due to a hack on the Trinity wallet. We're going to get into all that today. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the Crypto Zombie channel, we do this for the most part every single day. And don't forget, every Monday, we give away a Ledger Nano S, because I got ledgers, guys. I got ledgers for days. For days on end, we got ledgers. Yes, we got a lot of ledgers, if you guys don't know that. So, that being said, moving on. And by the way, they all are from the factory, okay, directly from Ledger. I know some people are concerned, and that's a good thing. You should be concerned about that. But having a look, we do have mild green across the board. Bitcoin dominance still continuing to pull back. We do have some gainers today. Bitcoin, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Bitcoin, stay away from that coin. Volume 273,000. It's really, just stay away from Bitcoin. Not financial advice. You could have made 65,000, but also look at this volume, okay? So if you're trying to accumulate a lot of it, you're not going to really be able to sell it, right, without some slippage. Anyway, we have Steam up. Going to talk about that as well. Sia Coin, 0x, Kyber, Quant, Tezos, Ravencoin, Crypto.com. Okay, some of these altcoins are taking off today. Bitcoin stuck in this range between 10,150, 10,550. You can see we're sort of just bouncing around right now. We did get stomped out at around this resistance, which was where we originally popped up off to. Having a look at this ascending wedge, on the bright side, we are still maintaining above the top of it, which means we are respecting the previous resistance as support. This is actually very good short term. By the way, guys, today's video is going to be super, super rapid fire, very jam-packed with value. Stick around. We're going to be quick today. Also, we are still stuck in the blue zone. This is good. However, you can see here on the weekly, we really need to get above that $10,350 level. And if we do, look at this, the VPVR right above my head, it just completely drops off. And you can see it doesn't really start to pick up again around 11,360, which means there's not really a lot of trading that's been going on in that area. So if we were to sort of break out of this, we could potentially see a run up directly to the 11,000, not 500, but maybe the $11,300 level. It's very possible, guys, the way this market is moving. We did have our golden cross on the weekly. We had our golden cross on the daily. And it looks like we're going to have another golden cross right here with the 50 looking to essentially move over the 200. So lots of bullish things going on in the market right now. And of course, like I said, I've been saying this for weeks, as long as we stay above 9,500, 9,600, and we close on the monthly, well, then we are just basically due for an explosive moving forward. Now, before we get into the clip of the day, I do want to just reference Plan B. If you're not familiar with him, he is the creator of the stock to flow model for Bitcoin, which basically gives a prediction of where the Bitcoin markets could move. It's very simple. It doesn't really use complex things. It basically has the number of Bitcoins already available versus the number of Bitcoins added to circulation. Now, he says that he does not think that the price of Bitcoin will fall below $8,200, okay? The current stock to flow, by the way, is around 8,600, and we are currently right in the middle of the stock to flow as we speak. So, if this is correct, by the time we do have the Bitcoin halving, we're going to basically be looking for a massive blast off well above $10,000, after which that point, well, you're pretty much looking for the biggest bull run that you've probably ever experienced in your life. Not to get a little too bullish, could we have a pullback? Of course. However, he's calling for a $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2021, and then ultimately Plan B believes that we will have an average price of about $100,000 for Bitcoin pretty much moving forward all the way to 2024. So this is the question I want to ask you guys. Knowing that the average price of Bitcoin is probably going to stay relatively 10x from the price of today over the next 4 years, are you exposed to Bitcoin? Are you holding Bitcoin? If you're not and you're watching this video, well, What are you guys doing here? Probably playing in some altcoins. If you are in altcoins, drop them below. I am interested. But having a look right here, you will notice that we're not too far above it and we're not too far below it. In fact, we are almost smack dab in the middle of where we should be currently for the stock to flow, which means we have a lot of room potentially to move to the upside, considering we just came out, out of a very massive fall from 20K down to 3K, right? So here is the video from Godfrey Bloom. If you have not seen it, this video is called "The Whole Banking System is a Scam," and I'm gonna play this video for you right now. If you have not seen this, you need to see this video. And if you have a friend or a relative or someone that needs to see this, make sure you show them this video. At least show them this clip. I will drop it below. But this is exactly why we need things like Bitcoin, okay? Because, let me just play the clip and then we'll talk about it.
Commissioner, Mr. President, I rise again, I'm afraid, to make the same old hoary speech that I've been making here for several years, and that is, it is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks do it all the time. Central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money. And yet we blame the real retail banks for manipulating LIBOR. The sheer effrontery of this is quite astonishing. It's central banks that manipulate interest rates, Commissioner. And plus, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather cavalier fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab. It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue.
Oh my goodness. So, what did you think of that speech from Godfrey Bloom? Now, it's not a new speech. This has actually been circulating around the crypto markets for quite some time. But if you are new to the space, I really think this is something that most people just do not understand, or at least they kind of think they do, but they really don't. Fractional reserve banking is one of the worst things ever to happen to the financial system. And honestly, guys, it's only going to get worse. I mean, you've seen the Fed just injecting billions upon billions of dollars. Stock markets are at an all-time high. But what does that actually mean? What is actually backing these dollars? Absolutely nothing. Bitcoin is verifiable. There are only so many Bitcoin ever created, right? Do I have to go into this speech again? I think you guys know where I'm heading, but you might be saying, well, with all this positive sentiment, why is the Bitcoin price staying so stagnant? Well, I blame you, CNBC, because every time CNBC gets bullish on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, well, that's when something happens. So get negative again, and then the coin will pump. You guys ever seen the, by Jacob Canfield? He has the CNBC indicator, and basically whenever they're bullish, you should sell. Whenever they're bearish, you should buy. It has like a 96% of being accurate, right? But I will show you this chart, which I'm currently behind right now, but I will zoom in on it, and you can see right here, essentially, this is Bitcoin tweets, okay? And you can see that as of February 2nd, basically, the highest that we'd had up to that point was around 22.374K Bitcoin tweets. Mostly it was around, 13, 15, 16, 14, right? We got another peak at around 22, but on February 2nd, you guys remember, I even put this video out right here where Jack had basically integrated the Bitcoin emoji, which, by the way, guys, you can clearly see right here. This video on February 2nd got 34,500 views, which is one of my highest viewed videos pretty much all in the past month or so. So yeah, you could definitely tell it was a popular video. And that literally had to do with this Bitcoin emoji. And you could see people were going buck wild here. There was, 75.543K. And then we had a little bit of a drop off. But even currently, as of today, we're still having around 26, which is way higher than the previous high of around 22. So you're seeing people are just talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. They are getting excited. Not to mention the fact that if we have a look at Google Trends over here, yes, I know we had these massively high peaks here, but that was when the market was at the, the 2019 high, which you guys know as soon as Bitcoin breaks another level, that's when everybody starts Googling it. But currently you could see we're having a nice little curve right here, and we're sitting at 39. And the last time we saw anything higher than 39 was back here around August 17th. So essentially since August 17th of last year, we have not seen the Bitcoin interest as high as it is currently today. And I'm actually surprised to see New York in the top list here. New Yorkers getting excited. You're going to be disappointed when you find out you can't use any of these services in New York because New York is absolutely terrible with their bit license. But that being said, the one chart that you will notice that is currently falling is the Bitcoin dominance. Lots of new people in the space, right? Bitcoin, it's too high of a market cap. Bitcoin's got to go to 20K for me to double my money. So I want to get in on some of these altcoins, right? Well, you have to be careful with the altcoins, guys. For example, one altcoin that's having a big issue right now is IOTA. Now, this came out from them, and they currently are shut down right now. So I saw somebody be like, oh, you thought that IOTA was yours? Nope, it was definitely, the IOTA Foundation or whatever. So currently the coordinator is halted under further notice to investigate reported issues with stolen funds. Now they're saying that there's no evidence that this is a core protocol breach of any kind. Rather, this has to do specifically with the Trinity wallet, okay? But yeah, currently they say with safety of users' funds being the highest priority in a major incident, we stand by our decision to make use of the coordinator's security feature and halt all value transfers. All of them. Okay, guys? So just think about this, okay? Clearly this is centralized. That's obvious, right? And, this is the thing. And I'm not bashing on IOTA. This is just the news. I'm just reporting it. But, look at the Bitcoin network. Okay, occasionally it might get a little bogged down. Some people complain maybe it took too long to send a transaction. But the Bitcoin network has a 99.6% operational uptime since inception. And the only downtime it really had was like way back in 2013 when they were doing upgrades and stuff like that. So, when you're dealing with money, when you're dealing with the transfer of value, this is really why Bitcoin still remains king, guys. I mean, yeah, I love being able to send an instant feeless transaction using Nano or something like that. Yeah, it's cool. I got a transaction in 1 second, but how secure is it, right? If you're going to send $1 million, right? Do you want to use IOTA or do you want to use Bitcoin? I don't mind waiting the 10 minutes. Just think about that, right? Also, speaking of other altcoin news, we have announcements of an announcement. So that means we must be full on in bull mode. We do have Justin Sun. He has big news for his Tron family today on Valentine's Day. So maybe by the time you're watching this video, you know what this announcement of the announcement is. Now, there's rumors going around saying that Justin Sun might be acquiring the Steemit platform. Not too sure about that one, guys. That's been going around. There's been a few other rumors as well. What do you guys think it is? I have no idea. You're going to know by the end of today, but that was some other altcoin news that was coming out. So back to the announcements of the announcements, but the announcement that is not the announcement of an announcement, it's a real announcement, is that Samsung has in fact confirmed their support for cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, coming to their new line of smartphones, starting with the Galaxy S20. They say these new generations will include the company's proprietary app that allows users to store their private keys for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ethereum-based ERC20 tokens. That's a lot of tokens, guys. I think ERC20 tokens account for I'm making this number up, but it's a really high number, like 94% or like 96% of all crypto tokens out there. Now, I don't know if they're going to let all of these tokens, maybe they're just going to have a select few, but that's massive. And you can see they say we created a secure processor dedicated to protecting your PIN, password, pattern, and private blockchain key. Combined with the Knox platform, security is infused into every part of your phone, from hardware to software, so private data stays private. Now, do I suggest that you keep all of your cryptocurrencies on your Samsung Galaxy S20? No. I don't. I suggest you put them somewhere safe, like on a ledger, a hardware wallet, or something like that. I definitely don't recommend you keep them on exchanges. However, this is something that will help to bolster in that adoption that we're looking for. Not everybody wants to go out and buy cold storage and learn how to be their own bank. So I do believe that this is one step closer to adoption. And also, they have rolled out a software developer kit, allowing engineers to create apps that connect to the key store. So very similar like what we're seeing with Jack over on Twitter, allowing other people to essentially plug into the Lightning Network, right? More adoption moving forward. Also, speaking of New York, the strictest state there is in the US, they're actually looking at two bills. The first bill to recognize blockchain-based records and contracts as electronic signatures under state law, giving them legal clout. Okay, so for everybody really excited about, things like Ethereum, smart contracts, this could be huge, right? And finally, they have the second, which would add distributed ledger technology developers to the Excelsior Jobs program, which comes with tax credits. And we all know as soon as the tax credits get involved, well, that's what makes it legit. And finally, I want to end on this bit of good news. We do have the largest standalone investment bank in Latin America, which is the Banco BTG Pactual SA, recorded an impressive 42% net income growth during last year's fourth quarter. You're probably asking me, who cares? Why should I care? Well, the bank is regarded as one of the most crypto-friendly traditional banking establishments, okay? In fact, last year, BTG started utilizing the Ethereum and Tezos blockchain networks for their STOs, or security token offerings. And that being said, guess who this is? Do you guys know who this is? No? Maybe this is only for OGs. If you can guess, I'll give you a virtual cookie. No, I won't. I don't know how to do that. Unless it was an NFT. But anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Hope you are enjoying your freaking time in the crypto markets. Now, I mean, it's been very bullish. It's been a lot of positive sentiment. Could we be due for a pullback? I don't know, guys. I mean, you would think, okay? But do keep in mind, we also did hit, 14K, and we did fall all the way down to that 6.4K level. So that might have been the pullback, and this might be just the beginning of a massive blast off to $100,000 Bitcoin at the end of 2021. Let me know what you guys think. If you have not gotten subscribed to the Crypto Zombie channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button right here. Literally, it says subscribe to the Crypto Zombie. You cannot miss it. Also, turn on the bell notifications. I do have a free Telegram group if you want, links below. That's it for me today. Enjoy your freaking weekend. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. And that is it. Thank you so much. My name is K-Dub. I freaking love you guys. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.